The ones who we experience our first love with hold a special place in our hearts. No matter where they are in the world, or how they may be, we continue to love them just the same. Today's movie, You Are the Apple of My Life, follows this same theme. This romantic and realistic movie from 2011 might help you move on from difficult moments in your own life. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to like and comment. Now, sit back and enjoy the journey. The movie starts and introduces us to our main character, Giddens Ko, who is shown heading to a wedding. This triggers memories from his childhood. The movie then takes us back to 1994, where Giddens Ko begins to tell us his story and takes the movie into nostalgia. Giddens Ko talks about his friends. One of his friends was always excited, and another one was quite overweight. We see all of this from Giddens Ko's perspective. Later, Giddens Ko talks about his friend, with whom he used to fight a lot over small things. However, one thing they all had in common was their love for Chia. Chia is another main character in the movie. Giddens Ko says that Chia was only slightly beautiful compared to other girls, yet for some reason, everyone seemed to like her. Giddens Ko and his friends had no interest in studying, and they spent their time fooling around during classes. One day, while they were not paying attention, the teacher asked them to stand up. The teacher realizes that they don't study at all and scolds them for it. The teacher then calls Chia, who is known for her sincerity. The teacher tells the group to sit near Chia and asks her to keep an eye on them. The teacher gives them extra assignments so that they can study better. Giddens Ko didn't like Chia that much, but it was a good opportunity for his friends to be close to her. Giddens Ko doesn't like the punishment of sitting next to Chia. He tells her that it's good to get good grades so that she can say anything to anyone. Chia replies, "You're not interested in anything, that's why you don't pay attention in class." Giddens Ko says, Chia always interferes with other people's work. Chia has a friend named Wei-Hu who always draws something or the other. Giddens Ko asked Wei-Hu, "What will you achieve by doing all this in the future?" Giddens Ko made fun of Wei-Hu, but Chia came in between and stopped him. Giddens Ko's friend Ming-Ho likes Chia a lot and told Giddens Ko not to trouble Chia. Ming-Ho asked Giddens Ko, "Why are you like this?" Giddens Ko then explained to him that maybe his family is the reason behind his behavior. Giddens Ko and his father always roam around shirtless at home and usually shared a pretty cool vibe. His father only tells him to focus on his studies but never takes any action to help him. In school, everyone was trying different things to impress Chia and make her their girlfriend. One boy would show her his magic tricks, but they never seemed to work. Another boy wanted to impress her with his basketball skills, while another wanted to take her to a rock concert. And then there was a boy who would go outside Chia's house and play the flute to show off his skills. Everyone was trying their best to win Chia's heart. One day, their strict teacher asked everyone to take out their English book, but Chia had forgotten to bring hers. At that moment, Giddens Ko played a move and gave her his book, which resulted in him getting punished by the teacher. When Chia opened Giddens Ko's book, she saw that he had drawn various pictures in it, which made her smile. She thought about Giddens Ko for the entire day, and during the lunch break, she thanked him for his kindness. Chia and Giddens Ko seemed to have developed a pretty nice bond, with Chia trying to encourage Giddens Ko to take his studies seriously. When Chia asked Giddens Ko why he won't take his studies seriously, he replied in a sarcastic way that he was more concerned about Chia's success and that if he will start studying seriously, then Chia will be left far behind than him. Later that day, Chia gave Giddens Ko an assignment to complete, encouraging him to do it well and promising that if he completed it, she would talk to him more. Giddens Ko seemed hesitant, but Chia urged him to try his best and said that completing the assignment could help him improve his grades on the next test. After returning home, Giddens Ko forgets to complete the assignment and starts passing time. Suddenly, he remembers the assignment and hurriedly completes it and submits it. When Chia checked the assignment, she said, "Next time, instead of writing textbook answers in the assignment, write your own answers." Chia was hanging out with her friend when her friend asked her, "Why are you so interested in Giddens Ko?" To avoid the question, Chia replied, "Focus on your own life, don't pay too much attention to mine." The next day, Chia gave Giddens Ko another assignment, and this time Giddens Ko took it very seriously. The assignment was hard for Giddens Ko, but he still made a complete effort to finish it. Giddens Ko's mother was very happy to see him studying and loved him as every mother does. The next day, Ko was exhausted due to the assignment and ended up falling asleep among his friends. They all wondered what he was doing out so late. The next day, Ko completed the assignment and submitted it to Chia. His friends were surprised to see him work so hard. It turned out that when Ko went home, he practiced speaking English loudly, which annoyed his neighbors and they started yelling at him. The next scene takes us to the school where they find out that the entire class has a test next week. Ko tells Chia, "All these things we are studying like logarithms, trigonometry, calculus, we won't have any practical use for them in our life after 10 years. Chia responds, "Doing everything solely for its use is wrong. Not everything gives returns. Some things are necessary, and that's why we have to do them." Ko remarks, "You always talk like an adult." Chia replies, "There's no fun in being childish all the time." They continue talking and getting to know each other better. Their friend, Liao, notices this and decides to approach Ko. Liao says, "Write a love letter for Chia on my behalf, and if you do this, I'll pay for your sodas for an entire year." They finalize the deal. One day, Chia tells Ko, "You should enroll in extra classes. It will help improve your grades." Ko agrees to enroll in classes for Chia's sake. During the class, Ko hands Chia the love letter that his friend asked him to write. Ko wrote Liao's name on the love letter. As Chia reads the letter, she recognizes Ko's handwriting and realizes that he had written the letter himself. Chia then points out all the mistakes in the letter to Ko, and he defends himself by saying that his English is very good. Chia advises him to work on his vocabulary. She playfully teases Ko, saying, "I don't like boys who are behind me in studies." Ko responds, "I have other things in my life besides studies. That's why I'm behind you. If I start studying, I will leave you far behind." On this, Chia and Ko make a bet. If Ko wins, Chia will have to wear her hair in a ponytail. Chia preferred to keep her hair loose. And if Chia wins, Ko will have to cut his hair short. Chia accepts this offer. Then, throughout the day, Ko studies hard to win the bet, but despite his efforts, his score is still lower than Chia's, and he loses the bet. After losing the bet, Ko has to cut his hair short, and Chia finds it very amusing. Although Chia had won the bet, she still shows up the next day with a ponytail hairstyle for Ko. Ko feels great seeing this. After that day, Ko becomes more interested in studying and starts improving himself for Chia's sake. One day in Ko's class, someone steals a student's money. The guard comes into the class and asks, "Who do you think stole the money?" Whoever knows the name of the thief can write it down and put it in the suggestion box. Liao doesn't like this idea and says, "This could create a rift in our friendship." Chia also thinks this is right and speaks out against it. Seeing this, everyone who likes Chia stands up to support her. When the guard asked everyone to check their bags, they all started throwing bags at the guard. As a result, Chia and her friends were punished. This was the first time Chia had ever been punished, and it made her cry. Ko tried to cheer her up by saying, "You're really cool. What you did today isn't something everyone can do. You have the qualities of a leader." Then all of Chia's friends tried to cheer her up, and in the end, Chia started laughing too. Actually, this is the fun of school. Laughing during punishment. They continued to enjoy their days like this, and their high school had now come to an end. On graduation day, they all gathered together and had a great time. Ko and his friends were playing together, and Chia's friends asked her, "Who do you like the most among all of them?" Chia whispered Ko's name in her friend's ear. After that, they all took their college entrance exams. Following that, they went on a trip to have some fun. During the trip, Mingho starts talking to Chia and asks her, "What kind of guys do you like?" Chia replies, "I don't like childish guys at all." But when Ko comes to her, Chia starts playing and having fun with him. She may not understand everything about Ko, but she still likes him. All the friends sit together and discuss what they will do in the future. 2 or 3 friends plan to go to America for their studies. However, Chia has not yet decided anything about her future. Ko says, "I want to do something that will change the world." Something that will have an impact on this world and make it a better place. After a few days, the entrance exam results of all of them are announced. Chia was crying a lot, and seeing this, Giddens Ko went to her. Chia said, from childhood to now, he has only studied, but still, she couldn't get into the college she wanted. Giddens Ko said, I want to talk to you. Upon hearing this, Chia said, I know you like me, and she kept crying. Now that Chia has said this, Giddens Ko didn't say anything and remained quiet. After this, the time comes for both of them to go to different colleges. When Giddens Ko leaves, he gives Chia a cute gift. Giddens Ko says, don't get too close to any other guy in college because I want you to be closest to me. Then we see a glimpse of Giddens Ko's life after college in a movie. College life is a very different experience for Giddens Ko. He lived in the college hostel, where there were many different boys. Some spent their whole day reading manga, comics, while others spent their entire day sitting in front of the computer. But every night, they would gather together to do one thing, which was to watch porn. During that time, mobile phones were not yet popular, so if they wanted to talk to someone, they had to use the hostel's landline phone, which often resulted in long waiting queues. Giddens Ko would even spend his dinner money to call and talk to Chia on the phone. One night, Giddens Ko talks to Chia and tells her not to talk to any guy during the welcome party, and upon hearing this, Chia started liking Giddens Ko's possessiveness. They continue like this, and their bond kept on growing. During Christmas, they meet each other again, and Giddens Ko's hands were feeling cold. Seeing this, Chia gives her gloves to Giddens Ko. Their date was going very well. After spending a lot of time together in different places, Giddens Ko and Chia were very happy. Chia then told Giddens Ko, you don't know me well yet. I am not always the same as I am in school or college. I get easily upset over small things. I am very different at home, and you might find me difficult to deal with. Giddens Ko replied, I don't care about those things. I just love you. This conversation showed us the shallowness of their relationship. Giddens Ko realized that Chia wants to distance herself from him. In the evening, they both go to leave a flying lamp in the sky. Giddens Ko tells Chia, I wish that one day you become only mine. Chia asks, do you want to know my answer? Giddens Ko says, no, I don't want to hear your answer. I just want to keep loving you. I don't want to let go of this feeling. It seems that Giddens Ko is so deeply in love with Chia that he doesn't want to hear any answer that could ruin his love for her. He just wants to hold on to his feelings and keep loving Chia. It's a bit unclear what Chia's feelings are at this point, but it's clear that Giddens Ko is not willing to let her go. After this, Giddens Ko returns to his college. He felt that he needed to do something for Chia to show her that he was also very powerful. Giddens Ko was a huge fan of Bruce Lee, so he organized a fighting competition in his hostel. He talks to Chia about it, but she tells him to not participate in the fighting competition. However, Giddens Ko doesn't listen to her and goes ahead with the competition. Chia was very worried about him, so she comes to watch the competition. Giddens Ko thought that he would win the competition, but he ends up losing badly. Chia and Giddens Ko have a conversation after the fight. Chia tells him, what was all this? You don't need to do all this. Giddens Ko says, not everyone is serious like you. Anyone can do what they like. Chia is worried about him, so she gets angry with him. Chia says, these things are very childish. In fact, you are very childish too. Upon hearing this, Giddens Ko gets angry too and says, yes, I am childish, and maybe that's why I have been with you for so long. Giddens Ko gets angry and starts to leave. Chia calls out to stop him, but Giddens Ko doesn't pause and walks away. Giddens Ko narrates, girls are always more mature than boys. If a boy and a girl are of the same age, they cannot handle each other. Growing up is a huge problem. After everything that happened between them, Giddens Ko and Chia's bond was broken. Following their fight, Giddens Ko's other friends are excited because they now have a chance with Chia. When Ming-ho learns about the fight, he goes to meet Chia. Ming-ho tells her, Giddens Ko was a very childish guy, and you don't like childish guys at all. In the course of their conversation, Ming-ho ends up proposing to Chia. After that, Ming-ho and Chia start meeting each other regularly, and upon finding out about this, Giddens Ko felt extremely bad. When Chia is with Mingho, she sees a couple arguing, but then resolving it and making up. Chia then realizes that she doesn't want to be in any kind of relationship with Mingho and decides to break up with him. Ko and Chia missed each other, but they didn't call each other for 2 years. And just like that, time passed. One day, suddenly an earthquake struck. Ko was quite scared by the earthquake. He didn't have any network in his hostel to call, so he ran to the city to call Chia. Ko is anxious and asks, "Where are you? Are you okay?" Chia reassures him that she is on the street and completely safe. She expresses her gratitude for Ko calling her and says, "It feels good that you called me." Ko replies, "I have been only with you in my past. If I didn't call you, then who would I call?" Chia said, "It's been 2 years since our fight and you haven't called me even once." Ko responds, "But you haven't called me either." He then asks, "Did you and Mingho break up?" Chia explains, "I kept comparing everyone who tried to love me to the way you used to love me. No one can love me in that way again." Ko asked, "Why didn't you want to stay in a relationship with me back then?" Chia replied, "Whatever was between us was beautiful. If we had taken our bond to the next level, maybe the magic between us would have faded away." She was afraid, and that was why their relationship ended. Ko looked up at the sky and wished that in some parallel universe, they would always be together. He told Chia, "You will always be the apple of my eye," and that's the title of our movie. The Apple of My Eye. After that, we see that their college is about to end, and everyone is getting ready for post-graduation. But Ko had no interest in it. By that time, Ko had access to the internet, and he started writing his own stories online. After graduation, Ko's friends were not able to do what they wanted to do. One friend became a car salesman, and the one who did magic became a librarian at the library and now shows magic tricks to the girls there. Mingho becomes an insurance agent, and only his friend is able to go to America. At the beginning of the movie, we saw a girl in Ko's class who used to draw a lot, and Ko used to tease her a lot. But now, she becomes a successful artist by following her dreams. As the movie progresses, we are brought back to the present day where we see Ko attending a wedding. This wedding brings the group of friends back together for a reunion. The wedding happens to be that of Chia, and Ko initially thought that he hated her. However, when he sees her with her husband, he realizes that Chia was truly happy. Ko realizes that if you truly love someone, then seeing her happy will also make you happy. He wishes for Chia to always remain happy and smiling. After this, all the friends meet Chia and her husband. One of their friends jokingly asks Chia's husband if they can kiss Chia. Chia's husband replies, "First, you have to kiss me, and then you can kiss Chia." Hearing this, Ko starts passionately kissing Chia's husband, making everyone laugh. Ko tells Chia, "I will always remain childish like this." In the end, both of them remember all the beautiful moments they spent together. They moved on with their lives and now both of them are very happy in their present. The gift that Ko gave to Chia had, "You are the apple of my eye," written on it. At the end of the movie, Ko narrates, "I will always love you. When we were separated, you caused me a lot of pain, but still, you will always bloom in my heart like a flower. A part of my heart will always belong to you." The movie accurately conveys the feeling of first love that many people experience. The person you love may not always stay with you, but they become an important part of your life. It doesn't mean you can't love someone else, because eventually, everyone finds their life partner. With this, we end today's video. If you like this video, please like it. I will keep bringing such videos, so please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on the bell notification. We will meet again with a new movie. Until then, goodbye and take care of yourself.